On the News Hour tonight from Islamabad, Ahmad Raza Kasuri, Chief Coordinator of the All India Pakistan Muslim League. From New Delhi, we have the convener of the Foreign Affairs Cell of the BJP, Seshadri Chari. From Lahore, Dr. Fareed Ahmad Malik, leader of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. From New Delhi, we have G. Patsati, former High Commissioner to Pakistan. From Karachi, we have Air Vice Marshal retired Abid Rao. And from New Delhi, we have our consulting editor and strategic affairs expert, Maruf Raza. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's begin. You know, we were talking about peace a couple of days back, and you were a votary of it. Dr. Fareed Ahmad Malik, why is the ISI doing this? I mean, any time that India makes a gesture or Pakistan or India appear to inch closer together, there is an attack on an Indian establishment in Afghanistan. It's too transparent. Of course, it is cowardly, but it also reveals a great amount of desperation that is now building up in Rawalpindi and being reflected in these kind of attacks. Why is Pakistan doing this repeatedly when the whole world knows who's behind it?
Well, I think that's a presupposition. You've reached to a conclusion without any basis, and I don't agree with you on that. I think peace still has to be given a chance, and if Pakistan and India are dreaming of economic growth and development, then we should be on the path of peace. And this blame game and cross-blame game.
So why the attack on the Indian consulate in Herat this morning? What kind of peace building is that?
Well, there is a war going on in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is not a settled territory. There are foreign forces, foreign troops in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a very complicated situation. I mean, you can't just point your fingers at ISI and...
So there is clearly, this is all part of a pattern. Whenever there has been an overture from an Indian side, do you agree with me or not, that whenever there has been an overture from an Indian side or any kind of talks with Pakistan, your intelligence agencies have corroborated with their paid agents, the terrorists in Afghanistan, to prevent these talks from going ahead. I mean, I can pull out the whole pattern for you. I don't know why you're in denial about it.
Well, it's not a matter of denial. As I've always been saying, that there are doves and hawks on both sides. I mean, there are hawks in India, there are hawks in Pakistan. There are doves in India and there are doves in Pakistan.
No, but why did they attack our consulate in Herat this morning? What has this got to do with doves and hawks?
Well,
why have they attacked? You see, I'll give you an example. No, I'll give you an example and open it up.
This is very premature. I don't agree. This is a very premature conclusion.
This is what Pakistan always does, sir. Whenever we extend our hand, first time since 26/11 attack.
I'm sure Mr. Nawaz Sharif will come to India on this invitation, and he's working on it. And you know, Indian-Pakistan relations are complicated, and it takes time. I don't think
he should come. But why the attack? Why the attack on the Indian consulate in Herat in Afghanistan? Why does this happen repeatedly? Let's get Maruf in. Maruf, is there any doubt on who's behind it?
Why are you blaming Islamabad for it?
Well, because the ISI has organized this attack. That's quite transparent, and everybody knows that.
You have no solid proof to
sir, the
say
entire
that.
history. You want me to read out the history of what the ISI has been up to, sir?
Well,
tell me then, sir.
On February 5th,
2010. So 1 minute. On February 5th, 2010, for the first time in the 26/11 attacks, we extend a hand of friendship to Pakistan. On February 25th, 2010, our foreign secretary met Salman Bashir, who was then our counterpart, right? On February 26th, within 24 hours of that, there was an attack which killed 8 Indian nationals in Kabul. And in early March, an Afghan intelligence official linked the attack to the Lashkar-e-Toiba. An American intelligence official linked it to the Haqqani network. Either way, both are Pakistan-based. What more proof do you want? Let's get Maruf Raza into the debate. Maruf, do you have any doubt on who organized this?
Arnab, let me state a few facts. The first thing is, if you go back to the earlier big attack on the Indian embassy in Kabul, there is 3 pieces of evidence, and my Pakistani counterparts may deny it, but that's globally available. The first is a book by Carlotta Gall, who was an eminent British woman journalist operating in Afghanistan, in a book which is very clearly documented called The Wrong Enemy, America and Afghanistan 2011 and thereabouts. She has very clearly articulated that British intelligence services had inkling of what was being planned by Pakistani intelligence in Kabul, but they couldn't pinpoint it, and before they could pinpoint it, then the attack took place, which took away more than 50 lives and injured about 150 others. On the second occasion, President George Bush very clearly told the Pakistani government, then led by Prime Minister Jalani, that Pakistan was involved in the attacks on the Indian mission in Kabul, and if they do not restrain and discipline their forces there, then America would take very serious notice and cognizance of that, and actions would follow. But there were assurances given, nothing came out of it thereafter. The second point that I want to make is that Pakistan would not deny that they were the initial patrons and the ones who created the Taliban. So there is obviously a very clear linkage between the Pakistani military and intelligence agencies and the Taliban then and the Taliban now. And clearly the funding and resources and training and arms for Taliban
and the CIA also.
And thirdly, and
the
most
CIA also. The funding
Pakistan
came from the United States.
regards Afghanistan as its strategic backyard. And therefore, any other involvement there, in India is the largest contributor in Afghanistan in terms of development aid. India enjoys a lot of goodwill, and Pakistan sees that
opening up from the Pakistani side, Maruf.
As a huge problem for Pakistan's intentions, and therefore the intention to disrupt India's goodwill work there. Please remember that India enjoys goodwill amongst Afghan people. So Afghan people will not attack the Indian embassy in Herat. It will obviously be those who don't want India there.
Pakistan also enjoys goodwill in Afghanistan.
The ISI and the intelligence agencies. I would like the Pakistanis
there is tremendous goodwill that. Sure, the Pakistanis also enjoy goodwill in Afghanistan. That's not correct. And on the history side, I mean, the Taliban were built by the CIA money. CIA was directly involved in building the Taliban.
History, sir.
Why
let's talk about the present.
Of course,
but
you were talking about history.
Let's talk about the present. Let's talk about now.
It was your military under the instructions of Bhutto first that created the Taliban.
No, there's a clear pattern. My question is on the pattern. The Pakistani guys asked today, how do you know that we carried out the attack in Herat? Well, because there is a pattern. Because this disease of the Pakistan intelligence establishment has been diagnosed on many times.
Well,
it's like the common flu which Rawalpindi gets every time. Sir, don't mind my saying this, but this is the disease of an organization called the ISI. You know, whenever India and Pakistan want to move together, they are the ones who catch a cold.
Why don't we talk about RAW? Why don't we talk about
I'm talking about the ISI. I mean, even tonight, tonight even Ahmad Raza Kasuri. So I'm telling you, fresh start. Have a fresh start. There's a strong government in India.
Solid evidence about RAW also in Afghanistan.
Sir, there's a strong government in India. There's a strong government in India. It's not even a...
I've been telling you that there are hawks on both sides.
Sir,
we should highlight the doves instead of highlighting the hawks.
I'm sorry, but this is the Pakistani definition of hawks and doves. We don't think that terrorists are hawks. We think terrorists are terrorists.
I'm not saying terrorists are hawks.
I don't know which imagination calls them. They are terrorists.
RAW is a hawk. I'm saying if you call ISI a hawk, so is RAW.
So I haven't even used the word hawk. I'm simply saying
there is evidence.
There is, quite frankly, sir, it's hard to compare the two.
So anyway, let's get the other Pakistani guests in and then get Seshadri Chari and G. Patsati quickly into the debate. The point is, Ahmad Raza Kasuri and Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, this question goes to both of you. You can take it in turn. Either one of you goes first. My point is that this is now a Pakistani ISI disease. That every time there is an attempt at building bridges, this is not even building bridges, this is simply saying, come and visit us, Nawaz Sharif, please attend the swearing-in ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in Delhi. Now, this is the fourth major incident like this that the ISI has done. Fourth major incident. I can give you the list, Mr. Kasuri. Fourth major Pakistan-sponsored attack on an Indian establishment in Afghanistan.
Now listen.
Yes.
See, I think you love your voice. You keep talking, you know.
Sir, I'll hear yours.
Yes, please hear us.
I'll hear yours.
You have got a lovely voice.
Thank you, sir.
I do recognize.
Let's argue on fact.
The position is that India has got a hallucination for the ISI. Wherever you have some difficulty, you put blame and you start a blame game against ISI.
Right.
As far as the invitation to Nawaz Sharif is concerned, by sending invitation, Mr. Modi hasn't become an angel. His hands are smeared with the bloods of the
so let's
Indian
talk factually. Let's talk factually. I'll tell you days after.
According to the Shakespeare, even the fragrance of Arabia would not sweeten his hand. His hands are smeared
you
with
see,
the blood.
See, the
And
problem is,
he
sir,
a-
it
he's a
appears to
black
me,
sheep.
Mr. Kasuri.
He's a black sheep in
It
the
appears
international
to me,
affair.
Mr. Kasuri, don't
We
mind
have
my
got
saying so. Mr.
lot of
Kasuri,
doubt about
Mr.
him.
Kasuri, let me
And,
say this. Mr. Kasuri, you two have a great voice, but let me tell you one thing.
He showed
Mr. Kasuri, listen to
showed
me.
to the people of Pakistan
No, Mr.
when he
Kasuri,
won the election.
Mr.
Let me
Kasuri, I go
tell him
factual. I'm going factual on this.
महाराज खेड तलवार दी है जंग खेड नहीं होती
Sir, आप मेरी बात सुन लीजिए,
Mr. Modi,
factually बात
you
करते
are
हैं,
dealing
ये
with
शायरी करके
Pakistan,
कोई
a
फायदा नहीं
nuclear
है।
country, and you have to behave like a
Sir,
like a seasoned politician. You must come out of the Gujarat
So
and
I'll
be
tell
the
you
Prime Minister of
something.
India.
I'll
And
tell
if
you
you
one
want to
thing.
be Prime Minister of
Well,
India, you have to have a better relation with Pakistan.
Well, you know, I don't want to. I don't want to, Mr. Kasuri. Listen to me, Mr. Kasuri. I don't want to go into details of the close relationship that Nawaz Sharif
He
has
is
had.
absolutely evil. No,
Listen to me, Mr. There's no point getting. I don't want to go into the close relationship. I don't want to go into the close relationship.
Horrible activities in Gujarat.
I don't want to go into the close relationship that Nawaz Sharif has had with Osama bin Laden. I don't want to go into allegations that Nawaz Sharif's 1998 elections were sponsored by Osama bin Laden. I don't want to go into details that Osama bin Laden paid Nawaz Sharif a huge amount of money to ensure the protection of Al-Qaeda operatives in Pakistan, which is a fact which has been substantiated by a former FBI agent called Jack Clunan.
He's a shopkeeper and he wants to have relations with India.
But we are saying a fresh start
government comes
today.
in the hands of shopkeeper, the government is not very safe. He's a shopkeeper who's got
I'm simply saying have a fresh start.
investment worth billions of rupees in India.
No, you see, this is not, it's not possible to work like we are offering you a fresh start.
But
You
let
go
me
and
tell you,
attack our consulate in Herat.
in four areas, the armed forces of Pakistan and the civilian government are not on the same page. Number one, relationship with
There
India.
you are. There you
Number
are. Now
two,
you are. Now
the
you are revealing
Taliban.
things.
See.
Now you are revealing
Taliban. Number three.
There you are.
Number three. The 1.5 billion aid in which they are expecting our troops to go to Syria. The armed forces are not
So
on the
that's
same
your
page.
problem.
And lastly, on the question
Then
of
your problem,
General
then you
Musharraf's
disband. Then
case
you disband
under
your
Article
civilian
6 of the
government.
Constitution.
But you disband your civilian government. One second, let's go to the guest
No.
from India. 1 second, please. No. In that case, I'd
would
like to say, then you disband your civilian government and don't call yourself a democracy.
On the basis of sovereign equality.
First of
India
all,
should
do
not
our
take
Pakistani
us
guests-
a client
do our-
state.
Mr. Kasuri,
we are not a client state. We can deal with India by looking straight into your eyes.
We are not calling
I tell you, if a man like me were to deal with India, I will treat India absolutely at
So we are
a
not calling
level
you a
that
client
it
state.
richly deserves.
We are not calling you a client state. You are a smaller country with limited resources and with a history of animosity towards India, which leads to the kind of attack in Herat today. By the way, all the terrorists who tried to attack our consulate were killed. And that's the response you'll get again and again. What I'm pointing out is that
We have got nothing to do with Afghanistan. It is for
Hafid Rao.
Mr. Abdullah to take responsibility for your friend
Shadri Chari and G. Patsarti in
Hamid Karzai. We have got nothing to do
Sir,
what is
is there
happening in
any doubt?
Afghanistan.
Is there
How
any
come
doubt?
that every blame you try to put on us?
Sir, is there any doubt that this attack
Stop
which has
this,
happened in Herat,
this,
because I
ISI
remember,
bashing.
sir, there was an
Enough is
attack.
enough.
Sir, remember this, sir, when the Indian embassy was attacked on July 8, 2008, 3 weeks after that, and G. Patsarti can correct me if I'm wrong, 3 weeks after that, the CIA Deputy Director Stephen Capps, he called the Pakistani officials and he actually confronted them, if I'm not mistaken,
That's right.
with hardcore evidence that the ISI totally made the blueprint for the deadly suicide bombing of the Indian embassy. And evidence provided by a US senior journalist proved that the Afghan officials had traced key phone calls to Peshawar and had provided evidence to show that the Pakistani intelligence was directing the operations. All I'm saying today is, you want to attack our consulate, say we are attacking your consulate.
You want
to attack our facilities in Afghanistan, say we are attacking your facilities in Afghanistan. Don't do it by subterfuge anymore.
In Balochistan,
Don't do it by
all your
subterfuge, sir.
consulates are center of your
Sir,
raw.
don't do it.
They have got
Don't-
nothing to do.
Sir-
no diplomatic
Sir, I'll tell you,
responsibility.
even the
They are
WikiLeaks-
center of
Anyway.
raw, and they are all
Arnab,
launched against Pakistan.
I think I'll go to Pakistan.
Arnab, I would like to draw Mr. Kasuri's attention Ornab, I'd like to draw Mr. Kasuri's attention to one chapter on Baluchistan written by a Pakistani journalist in a book called The Musharraf Years. Murtaza Razvi has written that, and it very clearly indicates, and I also want to quote from a book of Akbar S. Ahmed, who are both eminent scholars and journalists from Pakistan, and both have shown no indication of an Indian role in Baluchistan. This is the baggage you carry of all the intellectual garbage that is in your mind. Please understand, it is a mess of your own making.
Sir, 1 second. I want to, with your permission, Mr.
Don't
Kasuri,
talk
I'd like to
about
get
some author. He must be your agent.
1 second.
He must be your agent.
No, everyone's not an agent,
Oh,
sir.
so all your journalists and your academics who write balanced stuff are Indian agents. I am ashamed, Mr. Kasuri. You have no respect for intellectual credibility.
1 second. No, I'm going by fact. I'm going by fact. My question to our guests in Delhi is, and Marshal Rao, I'm coming to you. See, let's have a proper discussion on this. You see, now we have to tackle this situation. Mr. Parsati and
Please
Seshadri
stop
Chari.
talking about ISI.
So the
Otherwise,
ISI.
I'll keep interfering.
So we are not GeoTV that you can try
This is
and
not a
clamp down
subject.
and stop.
Talk about
no, 1 second.
Afghanistan.
1 second. We
You
are not
put the blame
GeoTV
on
that will
Afghan
stop our
government,
transmission
which
if
is
you talk
incapable
about
of
the ISI.
protecting your
The
diplomats.
ISI even tried to
See,
organize an
ISI
attack
has
on
got
Hamid
nothing to do
Mir.
with
1
it.
second. Anyway, 1 second. We'll talk about the ISI. The fact is, to our guests in Delhi. Now, I remember M.K. Narayanan was National Security Advisor in 2008 after the attack on the Indian Embassy. At that time, General Keith Alexander, who was head of the NSA in USA, called him and told Mr. Narayanan that the bombers' calls were all linked to and traced to ISI officials in Peshawar. So the Americans know what the Pakistani ISI is up to, Mr. Parsati and Mr. Seshadri Chari. My question to you is, obviously Rawalpindi will not respond, then what do we do? Do we get the Americans in? How do we tackle this now to stop this continuous attack on our assets in Afghanistan?
You can tackle by
that question is to my guests in Delhi, please.
Dialogue on Kashmir, on Sirikek.
That question is to my guests in Delhi, sir, please.
And Kashmir. You see,
to my guests in Delhi, if they can take that, please. How do we?
On a very comfortable wicket.
Mr. Kasuri, 1 minute. To my guests in Delhi, Seshadri Chari and G. Parsati, if they can take that, please.
Seshadri. Okay. Arnav, let me tell you one thing. The Pakistani army is a radicalized army. And if they want to do something, if they want to stop somebody from going to India, I think they are in a position when they don't even require ISI. They can themselves carry out as many acts of terror as possible. Pakistan has got enough so-called non-state actors. There is hardly any difference between the non-state actors, the ISI, and other agencies. Now, it is evident that the army does not want normalized relations between India and Pakistan. And they will go to any extent. This is short of telling Nawaz Sharif that if you go to India, go on a one-way ticket and don't come back.
Well said.
This is short of saying it. Now the ball is in Nawaz Sharif's court. Pakistan has had a successful general elections. Afghanistan also has had a very successful general elections. Somebody was saying that there is a war going on. There is no war going on in Afghanistan. Please, there is no war going on in Pakistan.
How many foreign troops are in Afghanistan? What is the number of foreign troops in Afghanistan?
And these foreign troops are also withdrawing. And Pakistani army has to find a job.
Can you give me a number? Can you give me a number of foreign troops in Afghanistan?
It is about 16,000 American NATO soldiers all put together must be there. But that is besides the point.
Stay. 16,000 will stay after they withdraw.
That is besides the point.
US troops will stay
that is
after they
absolutely
withdraw.
Besides the point. What I am surprised, I can understand if the army is unhappy with Sharif visiting Delhi.
Yeah.
But I want my guests from Pakistan to stand up and say and tell the army and tell Nawaz Sharif, don't bother for what the army does. Don't make it a Sharif versus Sharif war. Go to India and let the political establishment in Pakistan succeed for once. I want to see the Pakistani guests say that. Please say it.
Yeah, I want
Take a chance. Abid Rao,
to see
respond.
on your side.
No,
I want to see on your side you telling your army.
No, here's an opportunity.
To pull out of Siachen.
No, 1 minute.
To pull out of Sar Creek. To pull. I want you to tell your army also that there are hawks on both sides. I keep on saying
Sir,
that.
we are talking
There
about
hawks on both sides.
we
Why
are
don't you
talking about
recognize your own hawks?
Arnab, I want to come in here.
You don't
Arnab,
recognize your own
I
hawks.
want to come in here. The Pakistanis have continued to keep ranting about Sar Creek, Siachen and Kashmir. On Sar Creek, we are willing to settle it on their terms. There is a reluctance on the part of the Pakistani
Then settle it.
establishment to move forward.
No,
I've been
settle
part
it.
of a track 2
Settle
dialogue
Siachen.
where it is a resolvable issue. On Siachen, they have no claim. They are not there in Siachen. And as per the agreement of the line of control beyond which lies the Siachen, they never got there. It is no man's land. What you grab is what you have to keep. Pakistan wants to hide its embarrassment for its armed forces that it never got into Siachen. As far as Kashmir is concerned, there are ways out to settle it, but you are not going to get the valley if that is what you are obsessed with. You want to be in 100 years war with India, so be it. It is only going to sap your economy further. You have nothing to offer to the Kashmiris or to
Well,
the Indians. So please become realistic
It will hurt both
and move
economies.
forward
War
in areas
will
where
not
there is
help.
scope for you to move
War
forward.
will not help either economy.
Sir, but a bankrupt
war
country.
will not help either economy.
Sir, but a bankrupt
your-
country.
Mr.
Arnab,
War
will you
will
let
not
me
help
also
either
speak?
economy.
Or
Yeah, 1 second,
no,
Abid Rao. No, Abid Rao wants to
Delhi,
come
if
in.
you go,
No, Mr. Abid Rao, my
it looks
question.
as if half of the Delhi
No, one
is
second, Mr.
living on the
Kasuri.
roadside.
Mr. Kasuri, let me go across to Karachi to Air Marshal Abid Rao. And my question to Air Marshal Abid Rao is this: Air Marshal Rao,
Very progressive.
Air Marshal Rao, Air Marshal Rao, we can move ahead.
Yes, I'm listening.
No, one second, Mr. Kasuri.
Yes.
Mr. Kasuri, 1 minute.
Take care
Air
of
Marshal
your
Rao is
country.
replying. And I haven't gone to G. Padsati yet. He's going to have the last word on this. The question is this, Air Marshal Rao. Let us limit our conversation to the unfortunate attack on the Indian consulate in Herat.
And they sleep on
Now,
the
at
roadside
least
in
you
Delhi.
will admit there is no point discussing whether or not the
Don't
ISI
find
is
anybody
behind
in
it.
Pakistan.
The ISI has been behind every single attack on Indian establishments. And in fact, you know, as a defense analyst and as someone who has dealt with this issue, you will be aware, sir, that there is a clear link which has been established in the past between the ISI and the Haqqani network. And the Haqqani network was behind the attack on all the American installations in Afghanistan as well. It is simply an extension of that, which you have done today in Herat. The attacks were earlier on the American establishments through the Haqqani network. Now you're using the same subterfuge of a machinery to attack the Indian establishment. I want you to explain to me why, A, this is being done, and second, the timing of this to the Nawaz Sharif invitation to visit Delhi.
First of all, let me tell you, the balanced statement came from the spokesperson of BJP, saying that there are some forces who don't want a friendly relationship between India and Pakistan. I personally go along with that line. Second, I don't know why is ISI and Pakistan Army so much on mind of all Indians, particularly the media people, that no matter what goes wrong,
Who's organized the Herat
it is on
attack?
your mind. This is I'm surprised on day one, without any investigation, you have found the culprit also.
Sir, you have
I
any
wish
doubt about the
people
history?
could be as good in reading future as you people are.
Who have been the
That when the
culprits in the
incident takes
past?
place,
Who have been the culprits in the past?
in the past, there are these people in Afghanistan. I'm surprised to hear by one of your guests that there is no war there. There are warlords. There are these factions. There are these people who are beyond anybody's control.
Sir, did
whether
Mike
it is
Mullen-
Al-Qaeda,
one
whether it is
second,
Taliban,
counter
or
question.
any such group.
Sir, did Mike
Even
Mullen...
if it is Haqqani group,
Did
you
Mike
have-
Mullen
No,
not
no, you have
say
killed
that
all
there is a
the,
need for the
people
Haqqani
there, you know, these
network?
terrorists.
No,
And-
Abid Rao, did Mike Mullen not say there is a need for the Haqqani network to disengage?
I wish Haqqani network was under Pakistan's control. We are suffering in North Waziristan, in South Waziristan, all areas. I mean, we are ourselves in trouble. Fine, Pakistan and CIA made these Taliban, but then after 2001 9/11 incident, we are at war with them. We have displaced them from
Sir, can you
Pakistan.
deny the
and we
links?
are
Can you
suffering
deny
these
your
ter-
links?
Okay, now listen. We don't have any link anymore. It was
What do
there
you mean
before
anymore?
2001.
Did Leon Panetta not say, once again,
It
did
doesn't-
Leon Panetta
it
not
is not
say that
there.
the CIA had
And-
ruled out involving Pakistan in the Osama operation because it feared that any effort to work
Is-
with the
is-
Pakistanis could jeopardize the
Is
mission
CIA
because they
a
might allow
reliable
the targets?
agency? Do you believe everything that CIA has said about
Sir,
India?
did Cameron Munter not
CIA
say,
talks
former
about its
ambassador
own
to
interest
Pakistan, did Cameron Munter not say that there is evidence linking the Haqqani network to the Pakistani government and this is something that must stop?
They were saying all this just to force
Oh.
Pakistan to start operation there in
Sir,
that area.
now everybody
which
is
our
wrong and
government
you're right.
decided not to. So I mean, I am surprised at your conclusions on day one, immediately after the incident. I mean, you should be engaged by all those agencies where there is a problem,
Sir,
there is a complex situation. You can give a solution on day one.
Sir, I have proven to you there have been
Arnab,
series
no,
of
no.
attacks on Indian interests in
Arnab.
Afghanistan, and today
This
is only
is-
one
no.
in a series
And-
of such attacks. One second, Maruf is coming back to the debate. Maruf.
No.
Arnab, can I?
Things change.
Arnab, I
in
just want to
diplomatic.
make a
Let me
quick
also
point.
answer Mr. Maroof. If he says anything about Kashmir, that Pakistan has nothing to offer,
No,
then
talk about
Mr.
Herat.
Maroof arrange a plebiscite. Let the Kashmiris decide, and at least one of your problems will be over.
Sir, talk about Herat.
And
Why
I
are
am
you dodging the
surprised,
question on
No,
Herat?
okay. Arnab, can I respond to that? Can I respond
at
to
the
that?
end of the program, I will pay compliments to ISI that it has a deep impact on this Indian psyche.
Sir, it has a deep impact on Islamabad and the absence of democracy
can
in
I-
your country and the reputation that your country has got as a global terrorist hub. You have to move beyond that now. Your country is bankrupt. You are living on international
Let's
dole.
not talk about terrorism and,
India will-
India's role
India
in
will
all its
disengage
neighboring
with you.
countries. You have created trouble in Sri Lanka and see what is happening.
Sir, the-
Tamil Nadu, they are objecting to Indian this invitation to the.
Sir, one second. I'll get G. Parthsati. Maruf, just a minute, please. We haven't had G.
Arnab, can
Parthsati on this debate so far. It appears to me, Mr. Parthsati, now how do we resolve this situation? Is it resolvable? Yes.
Now I would request my Pakistani friends to hear me out.
Just here, but
I have
Mr.
listened to you
Parthsati
for
now.
half an
Yeah,
hour.
go ahead.
Half an hour. You see, what are we looking at? Mr. Sharif has been invited, along with 7 other heads of government, to come here and join us in the installation of a new government. The idea is to reach out to all our neighbors, not just Pakistan. Pakistan is one of the seven neighbors. Now, the fact of the matter is that even if you read, I'm quoting from the Pakistani press, this invitation has been issued at a time when there are serious differences between the democratic government and the military establishment. This covers the peace process with the Pakistani Taliban, which Nawaz Sharif wanted to undertake. The army did not, and we are into Waziristan being bombed, and yesterday even military operation. Major area of difference. Treatment of President Musharraf, major area of difference. Then the revelations about the army in Balochistan coming out by GeoTV, not by us. Should it be banned as the army want, which is resisted by Nawaz Sharif. So there is a tussle. And the fact of the matter is, to my Pakistani friends, we may be wrong. But our perception is that in this tussle, given statements that the new General Sharif has made, which neither Musharraf nor Kayani ever made about jugular vein and so on.
Yeah.
That there is a tension. Now, as for the past attacks, there have been 8 attacks on our missions. Kabul 3, Jalalabad 3, 1 each in Kandahar and Herat. Now, as far as 3 of these attacks are concerned, in one case, even the CIA confirmed that their wiretaps, and the Afghans confirmed to us, and we know Asim, that the things were traceable to state actors in Peshawar. The others,
But
what
is
we
CIA
know,
your friend? Is CIA our friend?
just a
Do they
minute.
want
Sir,
a good relationship between India and Pakistan?
Sir, I didn't interrupt you. Please do the courtesy of not interrupting me.
Okay.
So in the case of the other attacks, in every case, the wireless transcripts, transmissions have gone to across the border. I'm not making any allegation. In this particular case, it follows the pattern of the past. When things are moving, this happens. Now, I'm not willing to say at this stage Whether the wireless transcripts were there traceable into Pakistan, let us wait for evidence which we'll get ourselves
Yes.
and from the Directorate of Security in Afghanistan. But my point is, and this is what we have to consider, and my Pakistani friends, I would urge you to consider, there is a move, whatever you may say about our new Prime Minister-elect, to reach out to all neighbors, including you. 7 of them are come, and we'd be happy if Mr. Sharif came, but we do worry.
He will come.
We do worry that this sort of incident is not good, and the more Indians get killed, either by the Lashkar-e-Taiba coming across in Bombay and killing 167 of our people, it will have an impact on the relation. Make no mistake. So this is all I'm saying. Let's be very clear. Unfortunately, in Pakistan's case, it's not us which is making these accusations. You should read Bruce Riedel, intelligence advisors to 2 administrations 3 days ago, saying the ISI is stepping up its activities in Pakistan, in Afghanistan. Now, with regard to what you're doing, your planes, your Air Force is bombing Hafiz Gul Bahadur and others. The Haqqani network is being spared. That we know. So, we take it objectively. Let us say the Prime Minister comes here, shares the experience with other 7 heads of government, and maybe as SAARC we should look to move ahead. But please do bear in mind, these are not things we are saying.
Why?
It's the world is saying.
Why would 2 questions come to my mind, Mr. Parsati, after what you say? Why would Pakistan want to be the only nation left out?
All around the world.
No, Mr. Kasuri. Mr. Kasuri, understand this. What is Mr. Parthasarthi saying?
I'm understanding it, everything.
No, you are not, sir. With respect, Mr. Parthasarthi is saying to you, Mr. Parthasarthi is saying to you that there has been a consistent attempt by some sections of the Pakistani military to escalate tensions with India. And this is being noted across the entire world. Now, Sharif's visit. No, listen to me, Mr. Kasuri, even if you're a hardliner. Sharif's visit will thwart that. If you believe in Pakistani democracy, should say this is an opportunity for my Prime Minister to look at the Pakistani army or the ISI in the eye and say, I am the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I don't give a damn what the ISI thinks. I don't give a damn, because, and it's a fact, Mr. Kasuri, that Rahil Sharif recently said Kashmir is the jugular vein of Pakistan. A provocative statement against India when there was no provocation from the Indian side.
It's not provocative.
Nasir Ahmad Chaudhry, your interior minister, your interior minister says Modi as Prime Minister will destabilize the region.
We have got hydraulic unity with Kashmir. All our rivers come from there. We have got hydraulic unity.
Sir, you know, you have to now become very real about your place in the world, really, Mr. Kasuri. Really, and realistic also about geopolitics in the region. You know, you must understand this, that the army and the ISI are trying to rein in Sharif and stop him from responding to the invitation. One with the attack in Herat.
Don't remain obsessed with Pakistan army. Get out of that. If
Sir,
Mr.
your
Nawaz
government,
comes to Delhi,
your country is in the control of the army.
To the Pakistani nation.
Sir, your country...
You are misguiding the Indian public.
Sir, your country...
I mean, I'm surprised at your conclusions. You know, in social science is called theory of inverse rationalization.
Sir, I'll tell you...
Factors go in one direction,
Sir, I know the truth
Pakistan
hurts.
army is responsible.
Sir, I know the truth hurts.
I mean, Mr. Nawaz Sharif doesn't have Pakistan army
No, one second. Sir, Mr. Chari...
Goswami has.
No, Mr. Chari will respond to you. But I'll tell you one thing, sir, that Pakistan could be planning a climb down by sending its High Commissioner to India or another representative like Sartaj Aziz to India. That will hurt you, because it will stop direct dialogue between Modi and Sharif. This helps your army. This helps your ISI. Why would you want that? You want your country to be the grip of the ISI forever, remain a medieval state, a feudal country that does not move with the community of
comes to
global
Delhi.
nations.
Wait for another one day. Wait for another one day.
Yeah, that's what. Look back at the ISI, look at them in the eye and tell them, you know, you don't count. Mr. Seshadri Chari. Mr. Chari.
No, I think want to really appeal
I mean,
to
on
my Pakistani
everything,
friends once again. I really want to tell my Pakistani friends once again, there is always a time in history when it opens up doors of opportunity. It is nobody's argument that all Indians are angels and all Pakistanis are devils. It is nobody's argument. And it is also our aim that normalizations of relations with all of India's neighbors should begin somewhere. And SAARC is a platform.
Absolutely.
SAARC is a platform which also helps
Arnab,
us
give me
in
1
trade,
minute to answer
commerce and
this
industry. Trade, commerce and industry. Look at one simple example. Nawaz Sharif and the political establishment has decided on granting MFN status to India long back. Nawaz Sharif, even during his campaign, he said, I want friendly relations with India. That was immediately frowned upon by Pakistani army. But in spite of that, he went ahead and said it. He was elected. Just as that was the mandate given to him, the mandate given to Mr. Modi is development. And we want development not only for India, we want development for the entire region. Let us all come together and tell the Western world that we are a different country now. And this window of opportunity is opening up. And at this stage,
I think the window of opportunity and window of peace. And window of peace. We should call it window of peace.
Therefore,
this is window of
if
peace.
people like you, if people like you and Mr. Kasuri go and tell Nawaz Sharif that, look, don't be cowed down by the army.
Yes.
If you tell that to Mr. Nawaz Sharif, I think Mr. Nawaz Sharif's gate in New Delhi will assume a greater importance. He will come to India with greater strength and without favor or fear. Please do that. Today you can issue a
Please
statement.
leave that to Pakistani Prime Minister to take a decision on the merit he sees. Pakistan has availed all opportunities to make friends with India. The problem is with Indian press particularly and some other mindset there. You just don't want to move ahead. You don't want to resolve any issue that is pending since 1947 or created 10 years back, whether it is water issue, whether it is Siachen, whether it is anything. Mr. Maroof just said, what does Pakistan to offer? What are you offering to the Kashmiris? Let Kashmiris decide. Is it the bloodshed Indian army or another way of living
So do you realize, Mr. Abid Rao?
Arnab, can I come in here, please?
Let Maroof go.
Maroof is coming in. Maroof. Yes, Maroof.
Sir, with respect, sir, Air Marshal sir, and Mr. Kasuri, both of you are very highly informed people. I know you're also influential in Pakistan. I want to make 3 or 4 quick points. The first is this view that even I've held for a long time, that the Pakistani army would be rudderless without enemy India. But what has happened is that Army Chief General Sharif himself is the author of the new counterinsurgency doctrine. Pakistan has enough challenges within. It also has the challenge of fighting the Taliban in Waziristan, as some of you have brought
Please talk about Indian problems. Don't tell me what is the problem with Pakistan. I know better than you, Mr. Maroof.
Sir, what I'm... Sir,
trust
let me complete.
I know my problems better than what you are saying.
So let me complete.
You are quoting
what I'm saying,
books and authorities
what I'm saying is that
who don't have credibility.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Even American government doesn't consider
I have a lot of respect for you.
What I'm saying is that the Pakistan army need not continue to put the brakes on any diplomatic rapprochement between India and Pakistan.
Because
the Pakistan
Indian democracy is a Brahmin democracy.
So
Indian democracy is a Brahmin democracy.
There is better relations between the two countries. The Pakistan army will not be jobless. At the same time, as far as Kashmir is concerned,
please don't worry about Pakistan army. Leave that to us.
Philosophy, and that is that our economy today is 60 times bigger than yours. In another 5 years, it will be 20 times bigger. In another 5 years, it will be 25 times bigger.
India, is it a paradise that we need to copy your ideas and you are telling us what to do?
And perhaps you,
for God's sake,
you can ever
Mr. Maroof,
offer.
I understand your limitations.
So grab this opportunity. And
Sir,
don't be caught up in the past.
Actually, the point we are trying to make to you.
Let me tell you the proof of this. None of our political parties today has anti-India
I'm sorry,
agenda.
Mr. Maroof,
all
I don't
your
take
political
your argument
parties have
seriously.
Pakistan in the bashing. What are you
You
talking?
are,
You haven't
no,
matured
you are
as a
scared
country.
Indian
You're talking
Muslim.
about democracy.
And
I mean,
second.
Pakistan is still on your head.
Abid Rao, Farid Malik and
Mr. Arnab has
Abid Rao, Farid Malik and Ahmad Raza Kasuri, just 1 minute. You see, what I'm saying is, sir, Mr. Kasuri, understand the deeper point I'm trying to make. Just understand and get Mr. Parsati back into this. Sir, I actually think that the Pakistani ISI game was up in 2010. And I'll tell you, sir, just a little bit of history will enlighten this debate. The game was up in 2010 because, as you know, Urdu is not an Afghan language. Urdu is more a Pakistani language. And if you'll remember, Mr. Parthasarthi will remember this, that there was this attack which had happened on the Indian embassies there. And the Afghanistan intelligence spokesperson came out and said, his name was Syed Ansari, came out and said that the investigators concluded that the Lashkar is part of the attack. And he was asked, how do you know the Lashkar is part of the attack? He said that it was based on evidence that it was carried out by a team of suicide bombers who spoke Urdu and who were searching for Indian victims. Understand this. They spoke Urdu and they were searching for Indian victims. Earlier, the Afghanistan Taliban had taken responsibility for the assault. So I actually would like to just tell you very factually that your one minute. Your game was up. Your game was up. Sir, your game was up in 2010.
Can you elaborate Raw's game?
Sir, what I'm saying is,
what is Raw's game?
sir, what I'm saying, please hear me. In 2010, Mr. Parthasarthi will corroborate, and he's listening very patiently. He's a man with great experience on the region. In fact, I think fewer people understand Pakistan better in India than Mr. Parthasarthi. What I'm saying simply is that India and Pakistan took a very big step in February 2010 for a wide-ranging meeting, including diplomats from all sides, including discussions on terrorism, Mumbai attacks, Jammu and Kashmir, water claims, everything was on the table. We were discussing it. Then this attack happened and it was proven this attack was done by Pakistani-based groups. Why don't you understand? These people are doing you a disservice. You will remain an underdeveloped, backward, bankrupt and feudal country in the grip of the ISI unless you correct yourself.
Can you throw light on Raw's game?
Arnav, I want to make a point here.
No, I just want to get Mr. Parthasarthi and Mr. Seshadri Chari in. Your opportunity. You're not grabbing the opportunity, sir. Yes, Mr. Chari. Yes, Mr. Parthasarthi.
Arnav,
Yeah.
I'm again trying to make one point.
Yeah.
As you all know, we have invited the heads of SAARC. All the SAARC country heads are coming, and they are coming with a delegation. We are not going to discuss any issue with anybody. This is a joyous occasion for India.
Yeah.
We have conducted a successful election, and this is the first time after 1984 that one single party has got complete majority in parliament, and we have come out of the syndrome of coalition government. And Mr. Modi, listen, Mr. Modi has,
Please, Mr. Kasuri, please restrain yourself.
Mr. Modi has made a very strong statement in parliament, even before his election as Prime Minister and after his election as leader of the party, that I want to take all the parliamentarians along with me, including the Congress and all other parties which have been defeated. In similar vein, he says, I want to take the entire Asia and other countries with me. Now this is an opportunity for you, and we don't want to conduct our foreign policy and make it Pakistan centric. We want to move ahead. The first Prime Minister who did it was Mrs. Indira Gandhi. The second one who did it was Mr. Narasimha Rao, who started the Look East policy. The third was Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who started engaging with all the countries. The fourth is Mr. Narendra Modi, who wants to begin on a clean slate. I would rather wish that you all accompany your Prime Minister, come here. We are not going to talk. We are not talking. We have very pointedly and very clearly said that terrorism and talks cannot go together.
Yeah.
But this will pave the way
we will
for
keep him
for
under observation
Pakistan
for
and
next
India
1
to
year
engage.
and watch his conduct. how he conducts
One second,
himself as
Mr.
a Prime Minister of India.
Mr. Parsati, will Nawaz Sharif seize the opportunity? Tell me, do you think he will be able to?
As far as I'm concerned, it's a toss-up. Don't forget, Mr. Sharif was twice thrown out of office by army chiefs. Wahid Kakkar threw him out in 1993, and Musharraf threw him out in 1999. So I think he'll have to think thrice before tangling with the army. I want just one point to Mr. Kashuri. I would suggest, sir, that I know your namesake, and he's a man of great erudition and restraint, especially in his language. I would hope you meet more often with him, but I would suggest that on the talks on Kashmir, he's writing a book, I am told. Please ask him to let you know what transpired. This is a suggestion. I think you're both in Lahore.
Well, he's my class fellow also. We were together at Government College Lahore.
Please do listen to Khurshid. He'll have a different tune. So what I'm saying is,
I'm an Afghan. He's a Qurayshi. My forefather ruled Kasur for over 200 years during Mughal period. So I'm an Afghan. See, I've got Afghan blood.
Good. Maybe you don't want the Afghans to rule you again. But after all, the Sikhs corrected that. If I'm right. But I'm from South India. This is Punjab history. But the point I'm trying to make.
Just give me 1 minute to speak before you wind up.
Maruf, do give me some time. The fact of the matter is,
I'm not interfering.
your Prime Minister is invited. If he comes, fine. If he doesn't, India will survive, you will survive, we'll go ahead. We've got 7 other people to celebrate with.
Absolutely. Well, you didn't answer my question. Will he bite the bait? You didn't seem very
No,
optimistic.
I'm saying it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up.
If you have been thrown out by the army in your two previous terms, you'll have to be careful. Think carefully.
You will have to be careful
Absolutely.
before biting the army's bullet.
Yeah, and Mr. Kasuri, Narendra Modi is the duly elected Prime Minister of 1.25 billion Indians, the Prime Minister of one of the largest democracies, of the largest democracy in the world, which has just carried out a very successful election. And we are happy to give you some free advice on how to carry out a democracy. You might be more successful. No, I completely corroborate what Mr. Parsati has said on using restraint of language. Just because Nawaz Sharif has had a dealing with Osama bin Laden.
The philosophy of Chanakya.
No, anyway, you can say what you want. Mr. Kasuri, seize the opportunity now.